Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, my hair. Oh, that's a Heliolisk hair. Yeah, my hair won't come down. All right, so let's let's talk about Clemont today and Heliolisk. The reason why I decided to make this video is because somebody asked me whether Heliolisk, the free-to-play or semi-free-to-play unit, is good. There was a little bit of discussion on my Discord about this unit, and I will tell you that he is good. He is very niche, and Heliolisk has a lot of utilities and can be used in many situations. But you have to know exactly what he does in order to use him. I've also done a solo Latias during the Legendary Gauntlet this week. So I've put that at the end of the video to show you how it's used. So I'm going to use that as an example of how Heliolisk works. Solo Legendary Arenas, they are commonly done. So people put videos of them online, of their plays online, and it's great. We use them as references. If you don't know what I'm talking about, refer to my Legendary Gauntlet video, how to prepare for it. There's a document out there that tells you what sort of the minimum requirements are to solo a Legendary in this game. And unfortunately, one of the things that isn't done commonly is the explaining of how things work. And I feel like Heliolisk is something that you kind of need to explain how it works in order for you to understand how to use them. Being a free-to-play or relatively free-to-play unit, Heliolisk has a pretty good sync move because he's a tech unit. If you drop the opponent's... he gets a multiplier in his sync move if you drop the opponent's speed, and obviously in his kit, he can drop the opponent's speed. It takes a while. It takes 6 turns to reduce that speed, but it does work. So you get a multiplier effect there, so therefore he does a decent amount of damage, even when it's not a crit. On top of that, if there's sunny day, he will boost his damage, regular moves damage, by another 50%, which is really good. So during the sun, if you can set up sun for him, he does even more damage, and he doesn't die because Parabolic Charge heals quite a bit, especially against legendaries that have 3 targets, because each target that it does damage to will increase his healing. So for example, against Latias, which comes into play with 3 opponents, he actually heals more than it was just against a single legendary opponent. Now, this next point is an interesting one. I only found this out more recently. So, Mud Slap reduces the target's accuracy by 1. And you think that's great, because if you minus 6 accuracy on your opponent, let's say Latias, and you'll see me do this in the video upcoming at the end of this video, you'd think that minus 6 accuracy is a really good debuff because maybe you get hit 50% of the time. I don't know the exact number, but you won't get hit that much. But if you think about it, with his trainer move, now this one's an interesting one, Activate, his trainer move raises evasiveness by 1 stat rank and then applies critical hit next. You'd think that by raising his evasiveness 6 times, let's say hypothetically, I get the trainer move refreshed 4 times and I manage to get his evasiveness plus 6, you'd think that Mud Slap plus Activate together would mean that the opponent would only hit you 25% of the time. Now that's actually not true, and we did a deep dive to understand this. So you can only maximally debuff being hit a minus 6 amount. So in total, so going plus 6 evasiveness minus 6 accuracy is the same as either minus 6 accuracy on the opponent or plus 6 evasiveness. So that's actually no point in the evasion to go up any further if you've already mud slapped them 6 times. This is a tricky point to understand because you'd assume that, without being told or without actually researching this, you'd assume that evasiveness will stack with accuracy. It does, but only up to a difference of 6. This is a consequence of the same thing happening in the core series of the Pokemon games. After several generations, I think the developers decided that evasion was too meta, it was too good, and it dragged out battles too much in the core series. Like, for example, in the VGC competitive, even though it's actually not a viable move to evasion is actually a banned ability. So, for example, minimize in the core series is a banned ability. Even then, they've decided that having evasion up to 6 and then accuracy dropped 6 is just too broken. It doesn't make sense. It drags out the battle way too long. So they decided that it wouldn't. It's better to cap it so that the evasion, the chance of you getting hit, can only go down so much. Anyway, that's just a bit of history for you guys. So back to Heliolisk. The reason why you gotta understand that is Mud Slap 4 times, Activate 2 times, is the same as Mud Slap 6 times. But of course, in the Legendary Arena against Latias, you still want a -6 accuracy for one good reason, is because Latias has Fluid Fortification, which is a passive skill that weakens it the more its stats drop, but also strengthens Latias the more its stats are raised. So it's more important to drop it to drop any stat, all stats of Latias. Hopefully you understand why I actually need to talk about this video before I show you the solo legendary, because it's quite complex up to this point. Let's talk about some other passive skills Heliolisk has. Piercing Gaze, amazing against Latias because in the second HP bar, Latias has evasion up 3. So, but every hit that you land on Latias, it will drop its evasion by 1, but it also uses double team, and then once it's past the second half of the HP bar 2, it will evasion up +6. So having Piercing Gaze, perfect against Latias. And that's one of the reasons why he's a relatively easy solo against Latias. And then there's HP Advantage, which means the more your HP, the greater your HP, the more damage you deal to the opponent, which is great because this goes hand in hand with this move here, Parabolic Charge, to keep your HP nice and full. In terms of lucky skills, you can use, if you're using him as a main damage dealer, Critical Strike 2, no problems. It will multiply that effect if you Critical Strike 2, Sunny Day, and then use EX him. He gets a lot of multipliers in his moves, which is great. Here I'm using Vigilance because against Latias, because he doesn't have the abilities like support units do. He needs to survive a bit longer, and Latias does get guaranteed crit every time on HP bar 2 and HP bar 3. So Vigilance saves Heliolisk from dying to those critical hits. And lastly, we're going to talk about the sync grid. I'm going to use Poma tools for this part. If you're not already using Poma tools, you've got to get on it. It's just the best tool for Pokemon Masters. If you look at the sync grid for the solo build, and I'm using this to copy a user who posted one of the original solos on YouTube, AzzyCB, thank you for your suggestion. It is on that Google document that has the solo legendaries done in the past. I'm copying them. So Snarl 2, great because you can reduce the special attack of the opponent by 1 in 30% chance of that happening, which is necessary to beat Latias in a solo. Electro Web, we need that for move gauge refresh because you will run out of moves if you don't have something to boost your gauge. So very useful for Electro Web to have move gauge refresh. Dizzying Power, so if the target's accuracy is dropped, it powers up the moves, which is great because we want to have more powerful Parabolic Charge in order to heal more. Mud Slap Ramp Up, this also very important because the more you use Mud Slap, the more your special attack, which means your other moves like Electro Web or Parabolic Charge will do even more damage. And then there's Master Healer, which means it increases the healing by about 10% from Parabolic Charge. This is not a typical grid for Heliolisk. If you're looking at things like multipliers, you should be going for Rain, Sand, and Cakewalk, or using just, so without Rain, because Rain doesn't stack with Sun, so you can use Surging Sand and Cakewalk. My apologies, Sand doesn't stack with Sun either, so you're going to have to pick one of these 3 weathers, either Sun, Rain, or Sand, in order to get one of these multipliers. So you choose one of these, but you definitely want Cakewalk if you want to multiply that sync move multiplier. So with EX, with speed drop, Cakewalk, you'll do huge sync move damage. And one last thing is trainer move refresh MP2. So this is useful if you can't buff the critical hit rate for Heliolisk. So if you don't have a support unit with die hit plus or die hit, then you'll want to have Heliolisk prepare their activate just before every sync move. Now in this situation in versus Latias, we did not use this grid, we used this grid. But in other situations, if you have this MP2 refresh, this activate MP refresh, you're gonna find that you'll be able to land those crits when you really need them to. So this line down the bottom left of that grid is very useful if you're mainly looking at multiplying that sync move damage. In the video that I'm about to show you, we only get to use activate just before the sync move twice because we didn't have refresh in our grid. Hopefully this helps you guys understand that Heliolisk is a very strong, very usable, very high utility unit still, even in the current meta. But it shines most as what's considered a semi-free-to-play unit. And hopefully this video helps you do one legendary Gauntlet streak for free, pretty much, using Heliolisk. If you guys have any questions for me, I'm available on Discord. Leave a comments, leave your question in the comment section down below, and hit that like and subscribe button. And here is my solo video against Latias.
Future is now! Target locked! Go! 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 Target locked! Go! Target locked! Target locked! For science! Target locked! Target locked! Go! 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 Target locked! Go! Target locked! Go! 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 Target locked! Go! Target locked! Target locked! Go! Target locked! Target locked! Target locked! Go! Target locked! Go! Target locked! Target locked! What an inspiring battle!